Hey guys, thank you for checking out ODM Photography again. My name is Drew. For this week's car review, I figured I'd do my own personal car. It's a 2014 Ford Focus ST. So without any further ado, please enjoy. It's Drew. Today I'm going to be doing a review on a 2014 Focus ST. And man, do I love these cars. But to start off, I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to try to make this short, simple, sweet, and to the point. So here we go. It's black, it's nice, it's fast. There's your review. Man, these cars are nice though, seriously. This one is tuxedo black. The front end on these cars is mean, it's aggressive, it's got a honeycomb front grille. I mean, it gets no better when you're driving down the road. You're turning heads straight off the lot. The next best thing about these cars is literally they are fast. 250 crank from the factory. And I know that might sound like, oh, well, you know, there's cars with 600 horsepower. And yeah, there are. They weigh a ton. This car right here, 2,500 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. Don't swear to me on that one. I did not look up how much the daggone thing weighs. All that I can tell you is that I love it. It's fast, it's quick, So, as I was saying, the outside on these things are mean and aggressive. This one has had some modifications done to it. Not much to the outside, but just a front splitter. Now, before we get on to the interior, when it comes to the actual power this thing has, as I stated, 250 horsepower to the crank from factory. If you want to figure out what it is at the wheels, generally you take about 10 to 15% off of the 250, and that's what you have total at the wheels. So in this case, that put it like 230, 238, something like that, which still is a whole lot of power. If you're new to having a turbo or anything like that, this is quick. It is not a Honda Civic. It is not just wham up the road. It is solid. It is fast. And the cool thing is on the stock car, a lot of people, you know, you're not going to have the money right away to go out and buy an exhaust or all these fancy parts and everything like that. It comes with this sound symposer, and what it is it's actually like a tube that's hooked on to the actual intake manifold, and what it does is it takes the engine noise and then runs it through your vents into the inside of the cabin of the car. And it's a really cool feature because as you're driving down the road and you want to sound like you want to feel like you're going fast, well, it adds to that effect, which is really, really, really spot on in my opinion. Once again, this car has had modifications, so this one has an MBRP catback exhaust. Really nice, really quiet too. I don't know if you can hear it, but you're really not getting all that droning sound within the cabin as you would, you know, let's just say back in the day, eBay exhaust or Hondas. They have those loud, we call them fart cannons. That is not the case in this. With this, the MBRP is nice and quiet, and when you give it a little gas, you get just enough rumble to make yourself happy. Well, moving on to the inside. The inside, this is an ST1 package, so the biggest differences you're going to notice are inside. In this case, it does not have the 9-inch screen with all the little bells and whistles of navigation. It's just got a little miniature screen that just lets you know the bare bones minimum, lets you know what's on the radio and what song you're listening to. But in my case, that's all I need with this car. As well, it has cloth seats versus the leather seats. Now, the leather seats are nice and they stand for class. If you're buying a BMW, this is not a BMW. This is a sports car. And in my case, I love the cloth seats. I'm not going to get stuck to it in the hot summer days that we have here in Virginia. And in the winter, they're not going to be freezing cold when I sit my ass down, which to me is great. I love that. As well, they do little things Ford does to make you feel special. They put a little ST on the headrest. When you start up the car, you get a nice little ST emblem. It makes you feel like you're somewhere in the future, or at least you have some money, when in reality, these cars are very affordable. If I'm not mistaken, you can go to the lot right now and get one for $16,000. That's the price of a brand new Corolla. Not that a Corolla is something to talk about, but most people associate with them with long-lasting, long-driving cars, and they are cheap. Well, in this case, this is cheap, and guess what? It gets you into the tuner scene. It gets you going. You've got power, speed, the whole 9 yards. Now let's further that conversation on power real quick. The power in this thing is electrifying. Off the jump, floor to the pedal to the floor, you are gone and you are feeling every bit of it. These cars are bottom end heavy, and what that means is you are feeling the torque. It is just gripping and it is taking you everywhere. This car has a limited slip quaife differential. So in this case, in most cases, the Ford ST comes with one wheel moving your car. In this case, you have two wheels simultaneously moving, which equals what? More power to the ground, which is great. It also reduces that torque steer. People will tell you driving these STs, though they are great, they have so much torque that when you give it gas, you are going one direction, and that's the direction the car and the steering wheel want to take you. That is nothing you want when you own a torquey car. You don't want to end up in the side of the road or in a ditch. At least I don't. So it is well worth the money to go out there and get yourself that quaife differential. If I'm not mistaken, I spent $900 on mine, which might seem like a pretty penny, but for a $14,000 car, it was not that much. But going on even further with that torque, what I was saying is from jump, when you give this thing gas, you are moving in a straight line, and you are moving past everybody, which is awesome. You're not having to wait. These turbos are itty bitty teeny little things, but what that means is, when you step on the gas, that thing is spooled already and you are moving, and it's awesome. The only bad thing about this power band in this car is that though it is great up to about 5,000 RPMs and you feel like you're on your way to outer space, it does level off. It takes a huge hit. It's like all of a sudden you feel like you're going, and then you feel like you're in the regular focus, which is no fun at all. But what's great about these cars is there are parts everywhere for these things. Even though this car still has the baby turbo, you can go out there and buy yourself a gigantic turbo, slap it on here, and be sitting 400 easily. COBB makes an access port. Base map tune, you're good to go, safe, don't have to worry about much. That's another thing that you're obviously going to want with a big turbo. But in this case, we have a small turbo. I like that little short 5 seconds of whee as I'm going down the road and blowing past every Honda Civic, making them feel like they wasted their money. Continuing further on with this thing's power, other than that, these cars are perfect. They have just the right amount of speed. They can get you up and down the road. And when it comes to suspension, which obviously, as we all know, you want to be able to take a corner and you want to be able to take it fast. You want to feel like Toretto and Paul Walker in the Fast and the Furious. The stock suspension on this car is on point. I would have to give it a good 8 out of 10. What I mean by that is I can't go 10 out of 10. It's not sport suspension, but for basic suspension on a car, which is exactly what Ford did. They did not boost this thing up. They did not add a sport mode in which it would adjust your suspension. It is basic suspension. The springs are stiff. The dampers are great. You're not bumping up and down the road, but you feel like you can hug a corner and not roll over, which is great. When you are taking a corner, you want to feel like you're not rolling, and Ford gives you this. Now on this car, it's got the Coney shocks and struts, as well the Steeda lowering springs. And man, does that add an even bigger difference. They make coilovers for this car, but my personal preference is a nice smooth ride. I'm not racing, I'm not making a Fast and the Furious movie. I'm driving this car because I love this car. I also want to go fast. I also want to take a country road and, like I said, not end up rolling over and, well, having to go find a new car. But with the Coney and the Steedas, perfect. You can take just about any corner. But no, you can hug a corner. You're not going to roll. The car feels level. It feels stiff. You stay centered. It's amazing. Now with that, with the suspension being good, the engine being on point, the car looking great, the interior is okay. When it comes to negatives of this car, when you buy this car off the lot, the rear motor mount sucks. It is crap. It is garbage. When you hit the gas, you can almost feel that motor just bend like that. And that's exactly what you're gonna get. Now, does it give you that feel of, holy crap, I'm going to outer space? It does, but let's be serious. We all like cars, we all know cars, and we all know that that's fake, false advertising. That's not what we want. And so CPE makes this real simple. I think it's like $100. Nice polyurethane stiff motor mount. Now, it doesn't make it so stiff that your car feels like it's shaking like every Honda does. And I'm sorry if I'm dissing Hondas. I have nothing against them. It's just that they've cost me a lot of money in my lifetime. But back to what I was saying, it's not going to give you that shaky feeling. It's not going to make you feel like you're driving this thing that all the nuts and bolts are going to fall out. It gives it just the right amount of stiffness to where you can just hit on that gas, not have that motor pop up on you, but still feel like you're in control of the vehicle. Great thing. I would definitely buy one if I were you. But as I was saying, with all the pros that you get with this car for $14,000, it is well worth it. You have to pay extra like you do at Toyota for that. You just get it off Jump Street. It's amazing. They're mean, they're aggressive. The car looks stunning. As you're driving down the road, people will turn their heads, and that's amazing. Ford nailed it on the head when they brought back the hot hatch, and they destroyed the game. These are gonna be the Civic EKs of our generation, of the 2000s. They're amazing, they're fast, they're quick, mine's black, and it's well worth the money. Don't go out there and waste your money on a project unless you're a mechanic who feels like having a headache and breaking his knuckles all day. Get yourself something that rides and drives perfectly as is, but has the availability online to blossom, to modify the hell out of these things, to change it up if your heart so desires that sense of, I did this, I created this, which in reality most of us want. But you have that option. There are so many pieces and parts for these cars that you can truly make it a one of a kind. Well, in summary, we've gone over this thing. It's black, it's fast, it's whatever. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment at the bottom. Like, subscribe, cuss me out. It does not matter. We're here to talk about cars. I think I talked about a car today. Tell me what you think, and let's ride on, fellas. Let's keep the wheels moving, and I will see you next time.